ALG really saved me. I put all of my success on joining this group. People constantly checking in saved me.
I made so many friends with people that I've never met, but I feel incredibly close to, and I consider them family.
It really is a family. It is a place where you can just be yourself, and there is no judgment. There is no shame. You are so welcome there.
Nobody has to be in this alone. Everybody is either going through or has gone through the same thing at one point.
Let's do this.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Accountable Life Group podcast. Guys, it's been a minute since we've been on, so I just want to quickly welcome you back, catch you up to speed. As always, I am John Arpino, otherwise known as JR's Journey. I am alongside my partner in crime, fit_D-Rock David Roden, and today we have a super special guest. My man, you know him. If you don't know him, then I don't even know why you listen to this podcast. I'm going to mess up the last name, dude. It was there, and now it's gone. I'm going to put a fancy accent on it. It's Obese to Beast, guys. It's John Glad?
Yes! You got it, dude. You got it, bro. It's all good. What's up, everyone?
There we go.
Hi, welcome. Glad to be here.
Hey, what's going on, pal?
It's good, man. Just saw the new Doctor Strange. You know, I'm vibing. It's all good.
Did you like
Doctor
it?
Strange?
I did like it. I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it for anyone.
Yeah.
It's definitely weird, but it's called Doctor Strange for a reason, right? So
Yeah. I thought it was very good, personally.
I thought it was good. I liked it. I liked that it was different.
Yeah, me too. So what brings us here today? John, you are hands down one of the biggest inspirations on Instagram in the weight loss scene. I'm going to stroke your ego for 10 minutes, and then it's over. I'm not going to do it anymore.
I mean, it's fine. I mean, I deserve it, so I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, you definitely do. I mean, why don't you just stand up for us and just give yourself a big round of applause? Actually, there you go. Please. There he is, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks me. Yes.
All right, roll the credits. We're done now. Thank you all for coming.
Now that everyone thinks I'm a huge douche, let's do this.
But no, for real, man. I have been following you, since the dawn of time. I think they just had invented fire when I started to follow you. I was nowhere near starting my weight loss journey. Didn't even think about it. And just saw this really cool guy who lost a ton of weight, got a car on a TV show, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. Must be nice. What a douche canoe. And went on with my normal life.
I remember those messages you used to send me. You were very mean back in the day.
Yeah, man.
I don't know what the deal was.
Yeah, man. I just, we had the same name, and I was like, why did God pick that John and not this John?
Yeah.
I could never figure it out. But anyway, so then I got into the scene and found out that you were a really cool, chill guy. All the rumors were false. And
the rumors? Oh, jeez.
No, I'm kidding, bro. And now we're here, dude. And so, yeah, I appreciate it. I want to hear things, and I know David does, from your perspective of just how it was being a pioneer in this space.
Dude, that's weird to hear, man. I am almost 30, bro. I feel so old now in freaking.
I'm actually older than you.
I know, but I've been on Instagram, right? Since it began. I don't think that's a lot of people, right? But I've been Obese to Beast basically since, a few years. Instagram was around, maybe a year when I started my the Obese. That's where it started, right? So the reason I get this question all the time, man, why did you start it? Literally because I felt bad that I was posting so much weight loss stuff on my regular Instagram. And I would post because that, again, this was before there were stories, so everything was on the feed, right? Everything was on the feed. So your boy, whenever I went to the gym, I had to let everyone know. You know what I'm saying? I still do that, but now I can put it on the stories. It's not as big of a deal. But I would post, and I never really had anyone say anything to me that was negative. I was actually very lucky that a lot of my close family and friends were very supportive. They were really excited for me, right? When I was losing the weight. I didn't start Obese to Beast. I should take a step back. I didn't start the Obese to Beast Instagram until I had lost basically most of my weight. Gotcha. Instagram really wasn't around when I first started losing weight. And so the reason that I started Obese to Beast was literally because of that. I felt bad I was just posting so much weight loss stuff. So I was I'll just make an Instagram that is solely for that, and I don't feel bad about posting whatever I want. and that's kind of how it all started.
So it's your fault. It's your fault that everyone has 2 Instagrams now.
Dude, no, not that. But a lot of people, I think, saw the name Obese to Beast, and there's so many versions of that. Of being
100%.
this to that. And I remember thinking, like, whoa, that's weird. It's cool. And the name came to me literally because at first I was going to use Obese to a Beast, but then that was taken, actually. And so I was like, I'll just do Obese to Beast. It doesn't rhyme, but it flows kind of nice. So there's no real story. Like, people ask me that, what's the story? I was like, it's literally about as simple as it can be. Like, I just thought it sounded nice and it made sense. And I'm
pretty sure your hashtag has like a million things on it.
Yeah, that's ascended me, right? That's just I think it makes sense, right? Obese to Beast, it's a saying people use, so I don't really think that has a lot of ties to me. But so I kind of just started it there, and I used to get people. It doesn't happen as much anymore, but they're like, "Dude, what? Oh, you think you're a beast?" What? I was like, "No." When I made the Instagram, it was like I was trying to be that, right? And I was freaking young. Okay, I was like 21, 20 years old. Leave me alone, dang man. Jeez.
I would have literally said the exact opposite. I said, "Damn fucking right, I'm a beast." You want to talk shit?
That, right?
You can't. I'm trying to summon my inner John Arpino here.
Yeah, dude.
The chauvinistic
you're taking
Italian.
the bad guy role tonight?
Yeah,
I'm taking the bad guy role. Like, yeah, of course.
Dude, if someone did that to me, all right, I'm a very tough guy. I'd cry right in their face, dude. They have no idea what hit them. I would tears.
I would bawl right now,
and they would probably feel bad, maybe. So
maybe.
I don't know. Take your chances. That's all I gotta say.
So, when did like the Ellen thing happen?
So, okay, when I started losing weight when I was 20 years old. So at my heaviest, I was close to 400. I've always said 360. I don't know the exact weight. I think that a lot of us can relate to that, right?
Yeah, of course.
But I had lost a little bit of weight, and then I saw on the scale, I think it was like 340, and in my head I was like, I've lost probably 20 pounds, but realistically it was probably a lot more than that, right? So I've always said 360, so I can't be like, actually I was 400 pounds, so the weight I lost is more. It's kind of like, it is what it is, right? Yeah, but I was like close to 400, right? 20 years old, and I was the quintessential, like, I had been gaining weight my entire life. And like for me, this is something I still struggle with, and I still have, is like I didn't realize at the time, but I struggle with anxiety a lot. And one of the things that I struggled with, especially then, was my anxiety. I think it manifested in me being afraid of my health. Because like I was always afraid that, especially like when I got to my heaviest, which was like 1920, I was terrified I was going to die. Like I was convinced it was coming soon. And that sounds crazy, but like that's just how I felt. Every time I had a pain, every time I felt, I was like, this is it. It's coming. Like I was terrified of having a heart attack. I remember if I was home alone, I would be afraid, which is crazy to think about, but that's how I felt. Like I was afraid to be alone because I was like, if I have a heart attack at home, like what's going to happen, right? And I was 19, 20 years old. Like I was still a kid, right?
Absolutely.
But so, that was kind of my life for a couple years, and then I got I was 20 years old, and then I was actually invited to a wedding. I had to find clothes for that, which was really hard because at the time I was wearing a size 5XL, 56-inch waist. Finding clothes is really tough. So that was annoying. And then we went to the wedding, which was a 13-hour drive in Utah. I live in San Diego. And once we got there, I remember I got out of the car, and I kind of fell back into the car. And I was like, whoa. And people saw it. And they asked me, like, are you okay? And I was like, oh, yeah, I just lightheaded. I just haven't drinking any water. But in reality, I was, like, freaking out, right?
Right.
And so I end up being fine, but we go to the wedding, they take photos, and then a few weeks later, we see the photos, and I remember seeing the pictures, and I actually use one of the photos as, like, my background picture on my phone, right? So I saw one of those photos, and I remember thinking, like, holy crap, right? But again, that wasn't actually when I started losing weight. So I started losing weight a couple weeks after that. I'd been watching Miami Ink, which is a show that's all about like getting tattoos and stuff like that. I'm not even sure if you can still watch it on Netflix, but that's where I was watching it. And there was a guy that had come on the show that had lost a lot of weight, and he was getting a tattoo to commemorate it. And it was just all kind of a perfect storm. Like in that moment, I was finally like ready to lose the weight, And so he said something along the lines of like he just made better decisions. It was like choices, something along those lines. And I remember thinking, That's why I just need to make different choices. Like, this is my fault.
Yep.
I just have to change the choices that I'm making, right? And so that next day, that night, I was actually eating Panda Express, which I had last night for the first time in a long time. But I was eating Panda Express, and I had a double entree plate of orange chicken and fried rice or chow mein, one of the two, and a large drink. And I finished it because I didn't want to waste it. But then the next morning, I woke up, and I remember being like, this is it. And I don't know how to explain that feeling, but it was like, I knew that this is it. Like, I knew that this is the time, because every other time I tried to lose weight, I relied on other people. I would rely on a family friend to be like, okay, I'm going to take you shopping, right? Like, okay, cool. Like, I'm going to do it because I'm getting help, right? And that was the scenario, you know, different a little bit time and time again over my entire life. Like, I was always, people were always trying to help me. And I always wanted it, but I didn't want it, you know? Like, I don't know how to explain it other than that. I wanted it. I would dream, literally.
You wished for it, but you didn't believe it.
Yeah, I would have dreams as a kid. I skated as a kid, and I was always very bad because I was very fat, you know? And I would think, man, if I lost weight, I could be a cool skater kid that could do kickflips downstairs because I won't be super fat, you know? And my dreams would be me doing that and then talking to girls because I didn't do that before. But, you know, that's the point. But I would, like, those were my dreams, right? But I never wanted it. Like, I never went for it. And so that day when I woke up, I was like, I'm gonna get this, right? Like, this is it. This is the time. And so I woke up that day. I went to the barbershop, got a haircut, because I was like, it's new me, you know what I'm saying? What's up? I went to Vaughn's, which is a grocery store here, and I got sandwich stuff because I didn't know what was healthy. If you can, I don't know, if you watch what I eat now, you probably say you still don't know what's healthy. That's fine. But I didn't know it was like healthy food, right? So I was just like, sandwiches are fine, I guess. And then I bought water because I was like, all I drink is soda, so water's probably better than that. And that was the start, man. And that was almost 10 years ago now. I was 20 years old. I'm 30 in November. So that's kind of how it all started. And then, so fast forward a lot. Just, I mean, if you guys have any questions or anything, we can go over that. But fast forward to get to the Ellen stuff, right? Because there was a lot of time in between those. But fast forward a few years, I had lost the weight. I started making YouTube videos, started like posting on Instagram, all that stuff, right? And then one question that I got a lot, which I think all of us can relate to, is loose skin. I would have people ask me about it on Instagram. And I had made a couple posts about it. I remember the first one, I was like super nervous. It was just a photo. There wasn't even Instagram didn't even have video at the time, and I just kind of showed it and talked about it, right? And that got, I don't even want to say traction because that makes it sound weird, but it just like people appreciated it, right? And I was like, okay, it seems like this isn't something people are talking about. Mm-hmm. I remember at that moment I thought to myself, I need to make a video about this. And I had started a YouTube channel at the time. I had my friend Brian. He helped me a lot, and I told him that I wanted to do that, and so we made that happen. We made a video talking about loose skin, talking about, you know, just like what it's like. And that video went viral, and like it was crazy. I actually just filmed a video on my YouTube channel kind of talking about the whole Ellen experience. But it went viral. It was everywhere. Ellen's people ended up calling me, and then I ended up going on the Ellen Show. And that's kind of the story of that.
Wow. I want to thank you for saving us a lot of time.
Yeah,
I'm actually really excited the way you did that.
Yeah,
like the last 10 minutes, because obviously we are three vibing guys that we're all almost a decade into our transformations. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so we have a very unique perspective. Like, obviously, I was 410 at my heaviest at 22. From 22 to now 30, I've lost 200. And then obviously John's story, and we've all had this experience.
If you didn't know, I was fat.
But we were all big boys.
We are all big boned.
Yeah,
our mamas love to feed us. But where I'd love to have this conversation, and obviously we're just going to vibe, experiencing what we have for as long as we have. We understand social media and what it is and what it isn't. We understand the highs and lows of the transformation. One of the first questions I have personally, because I've gone through this phase, I deal with it TikTok constantly, is you are not as lean as your leanest you ever were. Mm-hmm. And how was that process for you with your social media following? dealing with people going, "Hey, you're gaining weight. Are you, is it okay to gain weight? Is it like for me? For right now, I'm in Vegas. I'm very hungover right now. I drank like a fish, and I puked my guts out last night. For the world to hear, that's me, David Roden. Guess what? You can lose 200 pounds. You can do all this stuff and still have a life. With that being said, how was that transformation for you, or did you deal with that at all with people getting on you for kind of, hey, I'm going to eat a little more and lean and get a little more healthy? What was that process for you?
So this is one of the hardest things to deal with when you lose weight, and then it's magnified if you have a following. And
yes,
it is, and it's something that's hard to explain to someone that maybe hasn't been there, because I know that a lot of people that follow me they want to lose the weight. They might not have had that click moment. They might not have had gotten there. And so when I talk about this, I know there's a disconnect, and I wish I could bridge that a lot better, but I don't know how to do that.
Right.
I haven't figured that out yet, right? But nonetheless, it is important, and it's something that everyone, I believe, deals with after you lose a massive amount of weight. Because the goal of losing weight is not to just lose weight. The goal is to keep the weight off, right?
Absolutely.
That's the goal.
Truth.
But the goal is not to keep all of the weight off, because sometimes it might not be healthy to keep all of the weight off. For me, the leanest I ever was 180 pounds. I currently weigh 220, right? So I'm 40 pounds off of my leanest. I was that lean because I competed in a bodybuilding show, which I've talked about this before. I don't want to discourage anyone from doing things that they want to do, because everyone is a human. They can do whatever they want. But I caution those who are losing a lot of weight. If you want to do a bodybuilding show, it takes a lot of hard work. And mentally, it's very difficult to get down to that level of leanness and understand that you have to gain weight.
Yes.
Truth.
Absolutely.
You have to. Not that you should. You have to gain weight after you do that show, because getting that lean and staying that lean is not good. Okay?
Absolutely. I'm very glad that you said this.
Yeah, it is. Can I? Do you guys cuss on this?
Oh, you can fucking curse all you want.
Okay. So, it will fuck you up so bad to a point where the amount of people that lose weight, do a show, and then gain a ton of weight back afterwards is scary to me. That's why I'm always I don't want to tell anyone what to do, but just really think about what you're doing, right?
Absolutely.
And so, for me, I don't know what it is about me. I feel like I'm not the smartest person when it comes to, I was in special ed growing up, and so, when it comes to books and stuff, I'm not the smartest person. But when it comes to common sense, I don't know what it is, but I feel like I have pretty good common sense. And so, I knew that what I was doing wasn't sustainable. I knew that getting to that level of leanness was, one, it wasn't fun, and it wasn't good for me, right? And so when I did a whole series on my YouTube channel doing the show, and I let people know, I'm going to gain weight, right? And so I would say I got lucky in the fact that people weren't dickheads to me, right? And, you're gaining weight, because I was yeah, I told you I was going to, right? But also, I feel like I did a pretty good job of not going overboard, and that's the thing a lot of people struggle with, is when you do a show, and not even a show, I'm talking about a show, but a lot of people, when you get to the leanest,
I want to get six-pack abs.
Yeah, well, the things you have to do to get there, a lot of times
don't want to do. Right.
Is unhealthy, and it's not sustainable, right? And so I knew that, though, and so I kind of slowly started eating more, and so I gained weight slowly over time, right? And so I'm probably at the biggest I've been since I've lost the weight, but a lot of it is muscle. I've put on a lot of muscle. I work out all the time. I enjoy working out, and so I've really been able to make it a lifestyle for me, right? For as cheesy as that sounds, but it is what it is, right? And so for me personally, I haven't dealt with that too much, but I definitely still have. This is funny because this is just how followers are and social media is. I started wearing oversized clothing. And then I started dealing with people being oh, you're gaining weight. I'm no, I'm just wearing a bigger size shirt, bro. Chill, Yeah. But the thing is that there are a lot of people that have lost weight and then they have to gain a little bit of weight for their health, and then they have people message them saying, hey, you're gaining weight, and then that makes them feel bad, and then they gain even more weight, and it becomes this really vicious cycle. So that's why I'm always really, really, I talk about it all the time. Like, if you are someone that is losing a lot of weight and you want to make an Instagram, you want to make a following because of that, just, I'm not saying, again, you can do whatever you want, but there are negatives to it, and just be prepared.
There's huge negatives to it.
Yeah, if your page does blow up, which, I mean, I hope it does, if that's what you want,
right?
You know, but just understand that you're going to deal with people that are just like dickheads. You know, like you're gonna deal with people that are just mean, that are just rude. It's just part of the process, right? And so that's kind of where I've been. I've dealt with it a little bit, but I am very confident. This might sound douchey, but I'm very confident in my abilities and what I know and the things that I do every day, that I'm not out of control. But for some people, it's really hard because they do feel out of control, and then they're having people saying you're getting fat, and then it makes them spiral even more and more out of control, right? And so it's a tough situation. It's a tough situation.
So how do you feel right now with, like, I don't know if you noticed on Instagram in the weight loss scene, but doing a bodybuilding show has now become an automatic sequence of events that's supposed to happen on your Instagram weight loss journey, if you haven't realized that. I just want to hear your take on it, and then, you know, I'll talk all the shit in the world. I don't care.
I don't know, man. Like, it's I understand it, because I think people like to have a goal.
Yeah.
And I think for a lot of people, it's because they're scared. You don't know where to go. Where do I go now? I've lost the weight. Now what do I do, right? Oh, there's these shows, and now there's these transformation divisions, which they didn't freaking exist when I did, and I got last place in my show, and I see these MFs get winning.
Too.
All right? I got last place. Why? Because I have floppy titties, right? They're like, sorry, bro. Like, good job. They gave me a sword. They're like, well, here you go. It's like a participation trophy. But I got last place, bro.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Excuse me. They still gave you a sword?
Yeah, but it was like a...
Fuck
it was
you.
Like a,
No. I got nothing. I did a class. I did straight up physique in a show, and I got dead last place. Everyone glorified me. I got nothing. No participation medal on this.
I would have rather gotten nothing, bro. I was like, I don't need this sword. The sword says it's for classic. It was like for one of the apparently, I think they just didn't have anyone show up for that category. That
so
show.
Just gave it to you.
And they said, we got this extra sword. Let's give it to Floppy Titty Boy. You know. And so, like,
you got any more swords back there?
Yeah, you got any swords? Here, give it to that guy. Yeah, sure. He has some followers.
Please tell me they got crayon. They got crayon, and they like scraped off like classic
Sharpie,
physique champion, and it says
floppy
holy
guy.
shit weight loss division.
Floppy tits.
But yeah, so like, I think for a lot of people that's why they do it, because it's a goal to have. And again, like, you do your thing. But I just, dude, it's a lot of times people give up one addiction for another, right?
Absolutely.
100%.
One disorder for another. And so it's like, I was eating a lot. Now I'm going to just eat nothing and go to the gym all the time. And it's really glorified in the fitness industry. I'm at a point now with the fitness industry where I for the most part, can't stand it.
I hate the fucking fitness
Totally get
industry.
you.
Yeah,
I always talk about health and happiness. Health and happiness has a great balance to it. And
it's
six-pack abs is not health.
The goal is to live a life where for me, health. Okay, I'm workshopping this, so don't quote me, anybody. Okay, but for me, health is like,
hold on.
I want to be able to live my life and not be impeded by my size, be impeded by factors that I can control, right? Because like health also is things that you can't control. Like, you know, there's cancer and all that stuff exists. It's like not your fault, right? But I am going to take care of the variables I can control to live a happy and fulfilled life where the variables that I can control aren't impeding my life, right? Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean having a six-pack. That doesn't mean having your a split in your chest or like that's not what's important, right? And so like that's what's important to me. And it seems like when it comes to the fitness industry, and like the fitness industry, a lot of that seems to circulate about like bodybuilding shows, physique shows, and all this stuff. Like for some people, they can do them and be fine. But for other people to get to that level of leanness requires so much sacrifice. And I know people love to like jack off. Oh, sacrifice. Oh my God, it's his favorite. Oh, I have to grind. And oh yeah. Dog, that's only going to last so long until you crash and burn. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
Like, it's only going to last so long. Eventually, you need to find a thing that is comfortable, that isn't killing you every day. And for some people, they might be able to do it for 2 years, 3 years. But eventually, it's not going to, it's just going to not last, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I'm always
the big
just
thing,
like, find what you enjoy. Find whatever fitness that is, if that's rock climbing, if that's CrossFit, if that's bodybuilding, if that's whatever it is, and just do that, right? That's what is important to me.
Yeah, because I sit there and I think about, like, John and I talk about this quite a bit, and I talk about it a lot, which is when you go into anything, asking yourself, why are you doing it? Why are you doing the bodybuilding show? Why are you starting an Instagram weight loss page? Why are you doing these things? And if it's for the validation of others, good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, because here's the problem that I have. The problem that I have is, like, so, like, I did the bodybuilding show. For those that, don't know, whatever. I did the bodybuilding show. But I had an idea that I wanted to do a bodybuilding show when I was still 520 pounds. Like, I had goals that I wanted. I wanted to be a professional wrestler. I did that. I wanted to do a bodybuilding show. I did that. So, like, my problem that I have is when people that are trying to build this following, right, because that's what's important to them, which, fine, that's what you want to do. Congratulations. And they DM me and say, hey, bro, I saw you did summer shredding. I loved your video. Do you think I should do summer shredding? Do you think that it'll make me go viral? Do you think I'll get more followers? And I'm just like, bro, do you want to do a 16, 17, 18-week prep? Do you want to do water manipulation? Do you want to do these things? Like, are you mentally ready for the challenges that are in front of you? Or are you just trying to take a really good Instagram picture at the end of this? Like, what do we got going on here? Because there's kids out there, guys, girls, whatever, however you want to describe them, that feel like now all of a sudden this is the order that I am supposed to walk down when it comes to weight loss. Like, I am supposed to lose the weight. I debate on getting skin surgery for like 2 years till I find myself and I'm like okay with it. Then maybe I do a bodybuilding show. If not, I hope to God I get a brand sponsorship. You know what I mean? And it's like, do you remember why the fuck you wanted to lose weight in the first place?
Yeah.
None of this was on the table. Like, no one talked about this. I'll let you know right now. Like, and that's just me. That's just me venting a little bit. I'm sorry. Got a little ahead of myself there. But yeah.
No, that's exactly how I feel. Like, I had a conversation with I'm sure he's been on the podcast, but Poro, right?
Oh, yeah.
And he talks about this. He messaged me years ago, before he had really much of a following. I think I might have posted him before or something, but he basically was asking me. He was like, hey, can you post my transformation? I'm trying to get more followers. And he did it. I think he might have done it a couple times. I don't know exactly. But I messaged him. I was like, maybe I was in kind of a bad mood that day too, because I was kind of addicted to him. But I was just honest with him. And I said, hey, if the reason that you're losing weight is to gain a following, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. I was like, I was like, you have an amazing transformation. It's awesome, but I was like, just keep doing what you're doing and stop asking people for things, right? Like, just do it because you want to do it. And I felt really mean at the time, but he messaged me after he responded very kindly and he understood where I was coming from. And then a few weeks later, months later, or whatever, he was like, hey, I really appreciate that, like, you being honest with me. He was like, it really kind of shifted why I was doing these things, And ever since that conversation, I think I like Alex a lot. He's a great person.
I love
His freaking
Alex.
transformation is insane, like literally insane. But I struggle with. I try to be nice to everyone that I can. I'm not really much of a mean dude, and so that was really out of character for me. But it felt like it was
the right thing to do.
The right thing to do, and that's what I believe. Like, if you are trying to lose weight and you want to make an Instagram because you want to push your progress, and that happens to turn into something, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And even if you are doing it because you think that it could, like, you losing weight could gain you a following, I don't think that that's inherently a bad thing. But I think it's very obvious between someone that is doing it for their health and because it's something they need to do versus doing it for clout because they've seen other people do it.
Exactly.
Which, I mean, personally for me, I'm like, if you're doing it for clout, there's so many other things you should do. Because like losing a bunch of weight, you really like. There's some stuff out there, but it's not like there's millions of dollars. Like, trust me.
No.
It's
Right,
not.
it ain't it. Yeah, this ain't it.
Yeah.
Like
so.
everyone thinks that big old social media followings come with just big old $1 million checks, and it's like there's a few, and I find it more fun when I find a random person in a conversation. Oh yeah, I've lost 180, 200 pounds or whatever, and then all of a sudden some random person I've lost 110.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
And no social media following, no nothing. They just did it.
They just did it.
And like they just did it. And I think it's so much fun to know there are so many more motherfuckers out there than you think that have lost hundreds of pounds that have never posted anything.
Absolutely.
They just lost the weight, live their life, and keep moving on.
Well, those are my favorite Instagram accounts. I'm sorry, John, I didn't mean to cut you off, but like those are my favorite Instagram accounts. Like the really big transformations with like 600, 700, 800 followers, 1,000 followers. Like those motherfuckers get it. Like they know what time it is. They know why they're here. They know what brought them to the show. Like they don't really care about the tags, about the follows, about the selfie for selfie, whatever the fucking new bullshit is. But yeah, no, they understand. I'm sorry I cut you off.
It's like 100%, man. And like at the end of the day, right? Like losing weight, it's like it's hard, but it's really simple. Like and something that I really struggle with is I really don't like the people that will lose weight and then it's like, okay, now I can tell everyone what they should be doing. I know the answers for everyone, right? Like someone on my or especially if they gain a following. Yeah, or whatever it is, right?
Or whatever
especially if they gain a following, they feel like they know why they gained a following. They understand everything. And like, so I had someone on my Instagram post a few days ago. They said, "Hey, I've lost this much weight. I really love running." And I'm like, they seem genuine, right? They're like, "I'm trying to reach more people. I don't understand how you've like been able to do that." And I just was honestly like, dude, I got lucky, bro. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I got lucky. My transformation went viral. And I've put in work since that, but I was like, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, yeah, I have all the answers. One is you have to pay me X amount of dollars to find out, and I have all of the secrets. It's like, no, I'm just a normal dude that got lucky, and I know that, and I don't act like I'm some freaking, like, God that has all the answers. I don't know, right?
I love that you said that.
When it comes to losing weight, I think I understand the basics, but I'm not going to say that what I say is the gospel truth and you have to listen to it and I know everything. I don't. I'm just a dude that, like, if I can help you, great. If I can't, totally fine.
I posted that on Instagram not too long ago. It's like the people that are seeking to go viral never go viral. It's the motherfuckers that are just like randomly posting a good video that they made that they're really proud of. Those are the motherfuckers that go viral. Yeah. It's never when you want it. It's when you're not looking for it. And I feel like that's what happened to people, especially like you, like me, like Poro, like a bunch of us. Like it just, we got a following one day. And I couldn't tell you at what point in time it started, but it started, and I can't teach you how to do it. Just be honest, be who you are, keep grinding because you want to keep grinding for yourself. The only way that you're going to be successful at this weight loss thing about changing your life is the moment you start believing in the power of you. Not the power of what you could do, it's what the power of you can do. And that'll open so many doors for you. So another question I want to ask you is your thoughts on diet culture at this moment in time. What are some diet fads that you're sick and tired of seeing?
It's just like every diet, man. Like it's it's everything that like if something claims that it has the answer for weight loss specifically, it doesn't, and it's just it's frustrating because yes, keto has worked for a lot of people and it does work well for some people, but that doesn't mean that it's the only way to lose weight. True. Right? And this goes with everything, right? Any diet you can think of. I just cannot stand when people act like they have the answers because you don't. You just don't, right? Right. When it comes to losing weight, it's very simple. Calories in, calories out. Just because something is simple does not mean that it's easy. It's really hard. Really, really hard. And the thing is that we're not robots. It's not just calories in, calories out, beep, boop, beep. It's like, how was your day? How are you feeling? Did you have a stressful day? Did you and your girlfriend just break up? Did you work a freaking long shift and your boss was like super mean to you, right? There's all of these other factors that go into why it's hard to be in a deficit, why it's difficult, maybe you're addicted to food. All of those things make it really difficult, and I just cannot stand when people prey on those that are trying to lose weight, because trying to lose weight is a really sucky place to be, because there are so many people that will they understand that you are very vulnerable in that moment, right? People that want to lose weight, that are willing to do these fad diets, are very vulnerable. They want it so bad, and they want to believe so bad that there is a secret out there. There is an easy way out, but it doesn't exist, and I cannot fucking stand people that act like there is. I cannot stand it, dude.
Excuse me. Sir, just so you know, with excess skin, sir, I have been dealing with these TikTokers when I go on lives and I talk about excess skin.
What,
and these
autophagy?
motherfuckers. I know it's going into fasting.
Dude. Don't even.
They dead ass.
Oh
they
my
fuckers.
God, dude.
I'm sitting there going, I'm talking about, I've had 2 excess skin removal surgeries, blah, 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 blah. My big old skin, my titty flaps. I mean, that's just the way it is. And I'll have people post and go like, you know, you could just do rounds of extended fasting and get rid of excess skin.
Oh my God, dude. Trust me, I've been there, bro.
You're the stupidest. And just so you know, like, it's actually kind of funny. Both the Johns have very similar stories. I am the science guy. So I have a biomedical science degree. My dad's a cardiologist. Like, I'm fascinated by science and looking at peer-reviewed literature and tracking stuff like this. And so, like, this stuff hurts my soul.
Yeah. Dude, don't even get me started on that. That's a whole... Dude, my thighs are just...
Wow.
Chill right now.
Damn, put those puppies away. Where'd those
these shorts,
from?
They're like normal size, but when I sit down, they just be... My gooch just eats them. But... dude, I can't trust me, bro. I cannot. And the worst thing, and this is stuff that if you do this, I think you're a bad person, like legit. And that's like that to me. That's an insult. Okay, a really bad one. If you are someone that has lost a lot of weight and you've gained a following, and then you start peddling this bullshit, you can. Get fucked, bro. I don't want to be around you.
Yeah, absolutely.
You are a bad person. Period.
Yep.
Yeah.
I cannot stand that stuff. Bothers me so much.
Stop with the collagen.
The reason that it bothers me so much. I'm cussing a lot, but I just don't care because it's stuff that pisses me off.
I love it.
I know the followers that I have, and I know that they believe what I say. And so if I started selling whatever it is, they would buy it. And they would trust me because they said, John has lost a lot of weight. And there are people online that have done that. They've realized what I realized, and they didn't say, oh, that would be really messed up. They said, oh, I can make some just
I
some
can
money.
sell a fat burner.
Yes.
Yeah.
That stuff, bro, there are people that I was like close to that I cannot, like, I just want nothing to do with anymore. I can't stand it, dude. I cannot stand that.
Yeah.
Now, going kind of off of that, though, correct me if I'm wrong, you never got into coaching.
I did a little bit, but...
A little bit, okay.
For, like, a really short period of time. And I don't
recall it, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I think coaching, to a certain extent, can be helpful, but I think some people... Again, it's like, oh, I've lost weight, now I'm going to be a coach. It's like, well... Like, do you understand?
There's levels to this shit.
There's a lot of things that you need to understand before you start coaching people, and I kind of realized that, and that's why I kind of took a step back, because I was like, I don't feel like I understand stuff too much. It's like, what is it, the Dunning-Kruger effect? It's like I lost all the weight, and I felt like I knew everything, but then I started to realize, wait, I don't really know that much, and now I feel like I know a good amount. And like coaching is something that I don't know, maybe in the future I'll do, but again, like if I ever did it, right, I would be very clear with the person I'm working with, like, hey, we're going to work together for, at tops, a couple months, because my goal is to teach you what I know, and then you need to do it yourself. Like,
100%.
Because if you don't do it yourself, and you're just trusting what the coach is saying, once you're done with that coach, what do you do then, right? The goal was the old adage, right? Teach a man to fish, you can feed them for the rest of their life, but if you just give a man a fish, you only feed them for the day, right? I want to teach people to fish, right? And like,
we're the same way.
For me, it's like, that's why my video, when people ask me, like, I have thousands of videos that can go over pretty much any question that you have, right? It's free on YouTube. You know, I make money because you watch the ads. Thank you. You know, like, that's it, right? And so I don't think coaching is inherently bad, but there are a lot
of bad coaches.
Yeah, there are a lot of
everyone's a fucking coach now.
Yeah, there are a lot of very bad coaches that are coaching like, oh, I'm going to give you a workout plan. It's like, dog, I've seen your workouts. No, thank you. I'm good.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, because that's always an interesting one. Because I mean, that seems to be a big step for a lot of people in the weight loss transformation space as well. As soon as they've done it, they have to be a coach.
I mean,
they gotta be. And
I understand. I think that a lot of times it comes from a good place, but just because it comes from a good place doesn't mean it's a good idea. Like, I don't know. It's like if you are someone that has lost a lot of weight, you were obviously very fat at one point and didn't understand anything, right? Just because you lost a lot of weight last year, do you really think that you are ready to coach someone else to do that, right? I'm sure you guys have all dealt with this, right? I was the last person anyone would ever ask for tips on diet and nutrition.
Yeah.
And then 6 months into my journey, when I had lost 80 pounds or whatever, people are asking me, and I'm like, bro, I'm still figuring, why are you asking me? I was just 400 pounds. I'm figuring it out, dude. Like, what? It's weird, man, but I understand why people go down that route, because you see, it's almost like it would be stupid not to. Because you have all this opportunity, especially, again, talking about people that gain a following. It's like you have all this opportunity. You have people literally being like, I want to give you money. And it's like, it's really hard to be like, I don't think I should take it.
Right.
It's hard. It's hard.
Absolutely. That game is so difficult. Like, being authentic, honest with yourself, where when cash is on the table and you're like, you can't, I in my right mind, both of you on this recorded call, I've said it a million times, if I ever get associated with selling a fat burner, you have full-on permission to kick me in the dick. Mm-hmm. Okay? Just make sure it's very well known, and I will apologize after you kick me in the dick if you ever see me sell a fat burner, because it's obviously battery acid. And it's like, it's as much as you can make money doing it, it's just not fucking worth it. Mm-hmm. It's just it's not worth losing your you just lose your whole credibility when you do it.
Well, to circle back to what John said before, like, I also come from a philosophy of, like, I know that I didn't know everything when I started this journey, you know what I mean? And, like, over time, I gained knowledge, and I remember being that person on the other side of the phone, not knowing anything, looking for someone who's just going to give me some tips, some answers, and then when that person starts prying on the fact that I am obese in a very vulnerable situation where, maybe I am ready to shell out $500-$600 because you have the secret, or I am willing to do some stupid idiotic workout that's not going to work because you said so. Like, I have a problem with that. Like, I take big offense to that, and I've gone at, we'll call them creators now, guys, because now we're all creators. We're not influencers anymore. We are now creators. So get the verbiage right.
It's true.
And I thank you. And I've gone at these people of pretty big, high stature, depending on the platform you're looking at. And I've straight up said, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what the fuck were you doing? You were 400 pounds not even 24 months ago. You know that you are prying on these people. Like, how do you feel okay with that? Whether it's something very small, and I'll just give an example. Someone posted a video about spot training belly fat to create abs. And I fucking lost my wig.
We lost it because you sent it to me, and then I freaked out.
We both lost it because I DM'd Dave, and I was like, did you see this fucking bullshit? Because he liked them for a little while. I won't say who it is, but he really did. He liked them for a while. And I was like, you see this bullshit? This is why you don't trust people. And then I was in their inbox making an ass of myself. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Dude, 100%. Like, I've been doing this for a while, you know, and I have been burned by a good amount of people by associating myself. And this is why it's hard for me. Like, I get asked to do lots of things, right? Podcasts, this, that. And I'm always like, now I'm at a point where I usually say no, because it's like, if I do a podcast with someone, if I do a video with someone, I'm automatically, in people's eyes, co-signing them. And I don't like that, right? Because the fact of the matter is, in the fitness industry and the weight loss industry, a lot of people go off the deep end, bro. Like, they go off the deep end, they start pushing stuff that I don't agree with, and then now I'm in this position where it's like, well, what are your thoughts on this? I'm like, I don't want to weigh in on that. I think it's stupid. It's clear, if you know, and then I have to deal. It's just not fun, man. So, like,
and then you end up on John's YouTube channel. That's what happens.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Oh, it's too funny.
So, I have another question for you. Obviously, we're on our podcast here. I like to usually end the podcast with this, but I feel like I'm very compelled to ask you right now. If you could go back in time and talk to 19-year-old John who does not know what the fuck is going to happen next, what would you tell him? This current John who sits right now.
Man, I would definitely let him know that there's no reason to try and lose weight as fast as humanly possible.
Right.
Because there was a time where I struggled with binge eating because I just really was cutting calories like super low, and so that would definitely be something that I would let him know. And I think I'd let him know, like, yo, life is gonna get better, man. Like, when I was young, I didn't have many prospects in life. I was very I graduated when I was 17.
And when you say prospects, you mean females?
No.
Okay.
Just life in general.
maybe
gotcha. That's not the right verbiage, but I just didn't have much like
I like
direction,
prospects. I thought we were talking
right?
about women too, but
Yeah.
That's what I interpret it as.
And so I just didn't know where I was going to go. Like,
right.
I went to college for a year. School is not my thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I was in special ed. That doesn't mean that you can't go, but I mentally was like, I'm in special ed. I can't go to school. Like, it just like that's how. So I didn't try, right? So it was on me. I really didn't try. And so I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know where I'm going to work. Before this became a thing, I worked a bunch of jobs. I had 2 jobs multiple times. Most of them minimum wage, really not knowing where the future was going to be, right? And so I just like kind of let them know, like, yo, life is going to get better, and you're going to lose weight, but just, that's not going to solve everything. And so just be ready. Like, mental health is different than, physical health, and like it's different than losing weight. Losing weight doesn't solve everything. So I just kind of let myself, like, because I'm sure if I saw myself, I'd be like, yo, what the heck? That's cool. But I'd be like, yeah, it is. But also, focus on your head too. So
absolutely.
I don't know if that really makes sense, but
no, it 100% does.
I mean, it goes off of like my Instagram post this morning because I was shirtless in a pool in Vegas and making the acknowledgement of I'm proud of my the body I've built myself into from both sides. Everyone thinks from it from one side, which is sculpting your body, which is like lose the body fat, gain the chest, build the delts, do all this kind of stuff, and that will only take you so far if you don't come from the other side as well, which is like, how's your personal relationship with yourself? Are you constantly seeking out every imperfection you have? Because guess what? I hate to break it to you. You can lose 200 pounds, have the excess skin removal surgery, and you can still find something you fucking hate about your body if you consistently do that. And so it's, yes, there's the external side, sculpt your body, but also there's the internal side, which is you have to build a better relationship with yourself. And just because you lose 200 pounds doesn't mean you're going to build that better relationship with yourself.
Yeah,
so, John, let me ask you a
man.
question.
Like,
go ahead.
What's up?
No, go ahead.
No.
Finish
You're
your
good.
thought.
No, you're good.
I was just going to ask you another question. I was going to ask you if you could change one thing at the snap of your fingers about the weight loss scene right now. What would it be? One little thing.
If I could change one thing, I get rid of the freaking waist trainers. Okay, I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care that it just makes you sweat more on your waist. It's stupid. Okay. It's
no,
stupid.
it is. It's dumb.
There's no reason to wear that. You don't need to wear something to make you sweat more. Just sweat more. It doesn't do anything.
Can you be honest? Have you worn one?
No. I did. This is funny. I did a video once where I bought the It Works wraps. This was years ago, right? When those
did the It Works wraps?
Yeah. So I did a video. Basically, the whole point was like, these are BS, right?
Right.
Oh,
but then I made a video recently where I called someone out for. They claimed that they used Vicks Vapor Rub on their stomach and they lost 40 pounds overnight. And so I was like, yeah, okay.
The fuck?
And then they went and they found that video and they said, he did the same thing. I was like, the whole video was talking about how stupid this is.
Right.
What do you... But the waist trainers, dude, that would definitely be something because there's genuinely no point for them. Have
you seen the new belly button little capsules that you put in your belly button now?
Oh, no, what is that? What is that? Dude?
Oh, it's like a little bead. It looks like a little black-eyed peed, and it's hooked up to like a little Band-Aid, and you stick it in your navel, and you close it up, and supposedly it eats away fat from the inside of your belly button.
What?
I swear to God. I've gotten this ad on Instagram probably 3 times a day for the last month and a half.
What are you looking at Instagram, bro? What are you doing?
Bro, I don't know. I thought I was looking at fresh
How
produce.
are you getting targeted, bro?
It's because I follow Beast to Beast.
Oh my God, dude!
No, but it's the products are just they're ridiculous, man. They are. And now the new shapewear for men. Have you gotten that ad?
I mean,
I can't be the only one getting these ads, all right? Because now I feel weird.
I don't know about no shapewear.
I don't get these ads.
But I mean, again, like, there's uses for most of these things have genuine uses, right? Like shapewear. I mean. I'm not a fan of like that, but like I wear compression clothing when I do workouts, you know, and you can consider that shapewear. And like when I wear it, I definitely look smaller because it freaking sucks everything in.
Would you wear
That's
Spanx?
not why I'm. Maybe I have them, you know. You never know. Maybe I ordered some yesterday. No, I'm just kidding. But like I understand why they exist. It's just the marketing on most of these things that. They take something that exists for a genuine reason and they try and market it for weight loss. Like waist trainers, I mean, whenever I talk about them, they're like, well, I use it for this really specific reason, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, whatever, dude. But like for the vast majority of people that are buying these, they're buying it because they think it's going to train their waist. And that's
burn
just
fat.
BS. Or, it's going to burn fat. It's like, oh, I wear it when I work out and it makes me sweat more, so then I lose more body fat. No, you don't, dude. Like,
No, you don't.
You're just sweating more. That's it. Just go into the sauna or something, dude. Like,
all the people who work out in saunas are crazy.
Dude,
They're sociopaths.
In the shadow box in the sauna?
I see that, or I see people that are like, I'm going to go on the treadmill, and they wear a sauna suit or like a hoodie, and I'm like, all you're doing is making this harder. Like, it's not making you lose weight more. It's just making you sweat more, and then therefore you cannot go as long. So if you actually took the hoodie off, you could go further and burn more calories. But yeah, you might not weigh less right away because you weigh less because you sweated so much and you didn't drink any water, and now you have a new low weigh-in. But you would have burned more calories if you just took the stupid sauna suit off and then we're on the treadmill for 20 more minutes.
This is the content that I want, by the way.
Carbs.
You know how like everyone's like mansplaining? I want John-splaining with Obese to Beast.
Jesus, dude.
So basically what's going to happen is I'm going to slowly slide off the show, and then it's going to be you two just being like, just start yelling.
That's what the people want. We're just going to yell about things that we hate.
You know what grinds my gears?
Yeah, that's literally what it is. Dude, this is this is stuff I think about this stuff too much.
Me too,
problem,
bud.
But
me too.
I think but that's where I was like, I'm intrigued with this conversation because all three of us are 5+, if not more, years into long-term weight loss and sustainability side of it. Where it's
we all lost over 200 pounds, right?
Yeah, it's
close to 200.
You lost. Yeah, I'm one. Currently, it's like 190.
John, as far as I'm concerned, you lost well over 200 pounds, right, bud?
Well, the thing we don't talk about. We talk about to our lowest weight, right? You can't add the weight. Yeah. If I added the 40 pounds, then it's much less intense.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I just always, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
but
like
that's half the fucking game too. It's like it's like
100%.
Well, you always do have your lowest weight, and then it's like, wait, you're not that weight right now. It's like, get that because I'm living a fucking life.
And then I just tell them like, don't think about it too much, all right? Just deal with it, okay? Just deal with it.
Like, what am I supposed to do? Change my bio every time?
I'm relatively fit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Every week you have to change your weigh-in just to be authentic.
No, thank you.
No, but like with us being on the social media platforms for so long, we don't name names, but from experience,
I name names.
You can name names. I don't care. But from your experience, because you've been here for so long, what have been your biggest like? I knew that was going to happen. Where say it was like a page that blew up because they happened to be the right place, right time. But they weren't in the right mindset to sustain it, so they collapsed. Or
that's pretty much it right there. Like, I have seen many people, and I've had conversations with them, and I'm like, "Yo, your transformation's amazing." Yada yada yada. We start talking. I find out how they lost the weight. find out what they're doing now, and then I'm always like, yikes, right? Because I'm not their dad. I'm not going to go and say, hey, you need to do this differently, or maybe, like, I try and give advice, but it's like I can't tell someone what to do, and so, like, that has happened so many times. Like, I don't know, like, it sounds douchey, I guess, but, like, at the end of the day, I want people to lose weight and keep it off.
Right,
100%.
That's the goal. I don't care how fast you lost the weight. I don't care, like, that stuff doesn't matter to me, right? Mm-hmm. That's why, like, when people ask me about loose skin surgery all the time, I haven't gotten any surgeries, and a lot of people, I think, get surgery way too early. Way too early. It's like, yes, you've lost the weight, and I trust me, I get it. I know what it's like, especially right when you lose the weight, to have this loose skin and feel like you're fucking disgusting. I know what it's like. But getting that surgery right after you've lost the weight is not a good idea. It's just not. And most surgeons are starting to notice that because they tell people you have to wait a few years. Not everyone's like that, and sadly that's not. I wish it was, right. But because if you don't have those things in place, if you don't have those habits in place after you lose the weight and you get the surgery, the surgery is intense. I haven't had it, but I have many friends that have, right? Mm-hmm. You guys, and I know what it's like. I know what the recovery is like. Everyone's different. Some people it's way more intense. Some people it's always pretty intense, but it's a lot less. Yeah. Like, everyone's different, but. You are sedentary. You can't move. A lot of people struggle with the mentality. You're used to moving around a lot. Let's be honest. A lot of us that have lost a lot of weight that kept it off have an exercise addiction. You can no longer do that. What do you do with that addiction? You do it. You find something else to be addicted to. Sometimes it's really not good things. You gain the weight back, and now you've lost weight. You have loose skin surgery, and now you've gained the weight back, and then when you get loose skin surgery, you get rid of fat cells, and you literally can't gain fat in certain areas. So then you've gained weight back, and now the weight that you've gained looks really weird because there's parts of your body that can't gain fat, and it's just this huge, and it makes you feel even worse. That's why I'm always like, yo, just chill. Like, I get it. I know that me saying, like, don't get the surgery, it's like, well, just because you haven't gotten it, but it's like, the goal is to keep the weight off, right? That's the goal. And so just chill. But it's hard. It's hard. Like, I get it. And I understand that I'm asking people to wait a couple of years, and that's a long time. And again, everyone's different. If the skin is causing you problems, of course, that's different. But if it's just a cosmetic thing, it's just like you don't like how it looks, my advice is to just chill for as long as you can, get to a point where you're comfortable, and then consider the surgery. That's just my
Is it ever going to be on the horizon for you?
I mean, for me, if I ever get to a point where the skin is causing me genuine problems, rashes, things like that, then I don't see why not. But it's not. And I feel very comfortable wearing tank top, shorts. I don't have anything that's super noticeable. And so I can live the majority of my life without worrying about it, right? It's only like if I go to the beach and I'm like, oh, it'd be nice to have my shirt off, right? Because, like, I'm comfortable with my skin, but do I want to go to the beach, take my shirt off, and have everyone looking at me? Not really, right? There's some days maybe that I'm fine with that, and I've done it multiple times, but not every time I'm at the beach I want to do that, right? And so, like, there's, like, little things like that. There's, like, little things like I have to wear a compression shirt when I run. I make sure that I wear, like, my boxers are always pretty much compression because if I don't, it's just really uncomfortable. But that's, like, a really small price to pay. And is it worth getting surgery to get rid of that? And especially with, I don't have the most in the world, but I don't have just a tiny bit. So if I wanted to get rid of, say, all of the loose skin, it probably is not going to be one surgery. So it's going to be a few times where you have to go through the recovery. And I just don't. It's just not something that I really want to do, you know? And so that's where I'm at now. It's like, I don't want to ever, what did Justin Bieber say? Never say never. But, like, I can't tell the future, but, like, there's no plans. I'm not, like, talking to a surgeon and being like, hey, I actually want to do this. You know, it's like, I'm chilling.
Good for you, man. Their own. No, I mean, I'm glad that you're very open and honest about it. Like, you've always been very open and honest about whether you want it or not, because that, skin surgery is, the original bodybuilding scene in the weight loss scene. It's like people did it because they felt like it was going to get them likes, which was going to get them followers, which added another layer to their story, and just, I don't have to explain it to you. You understand. But, yeah. So, yeah, no, I've always appreciated that. Do you have a single regret thus far on this journey?
I would say the biggest regret I actually have is the bodybuilding show.
Okay.
Not because, like, I learned a lot, and it actually taught me quite a bit, so I don't regret as far as, like, my own personal story, but I do regret the impact it made on other people, because I really do think that it encouraged people to go down that route that maybe shouldn't have, and I think it maybe was part of the reason why, John, you were talking about how so many people thought, like, this is the plan, this is what you do.
Right.
And, yeah, am I responsible for others? Not necessarily, but my content is always, I always do feel a sense of responsibility with the content that I make.
Absolutely.
And so, like, that's the only thing that I can really think that, like, I'm like, I don't know if I'd change it because as cheesy as it is, everything I've done led me to where I am, right? All of that stuff, it is true. But I wonder if maybe I should have been, if I knew what I know now, I think in that series I would have been like, hey, I really don't recommend this. Hey, I would have been very annoying about it probably. Been like, don't do this. Probably don't do this. Probably not a good idea, right? Like, that's the only thing I can really think of. But that really is the one thing that pops in my head when I think about, like, if I have any quote-unquote regrets or maybe things I would do differently, I guess.
Yeah. No, awesome. I appreciate that, man. So I just wanted to, again, I want to reiterate the fact that, like, as a whole, especially the men in this scene, definitely owe you a big, like, thank you, because you absolutely have given most of us a platform to stand on when it comes to this, but you've also made us all feel welcomed and kind of just, like, obviously accepted, but, like, you were able to let us kind of take down the curtain as men a little bit. And talk about the hard things. I know, especially for me. So, like, just, you know, you said that you feel a sense of responsibility when you post things, right? So it's gotten to the point in my journey where, like, I kind of feel that way as well. Like, obviously, you know, the following is way different between you and I, but it is what it is. But I will definitely say that a lot of the vulnerability that I was able to put out there was because of the fact that I was able to see you and guys like you put out vulnerability just the same. I don't think that I would have felt as comfortable had I not seen it, you know, elsewhere first. You know what I mean? So, again, I really want to thank you for that. You know, I personally feel like, not to separate genders or anything like that, but I just feel like men are still not as but I'm looking for a word and I can't think of it, but we just don't have the big platform like women do when it comes to the weight loss scene. You know what I mean? And I feel like if there were more men that were more open with the things that they're doing and the things that they're going through, there would be more men comfortable talking about it. There'd be more men actually changing their lives. So I just want to thank you, because you are a reason why someone like me, you know, was able to change their life. And I wanted to see if you had any questions on your stream, because I know you are streaming right now. So if you do, I don't know. I don't know how that works. I never actually watched a Twitch stream before.
No, it's all good. Yeah, if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. I'll let you know if they ask anything. But yeah, I think, like, to kind of go on that point, this is something that I talk a lot about. Is I think that there is a difference between men and women when it comes to losing weight. And I'm not sure if your guys' analytics are similar to mine, but I have way more women followers than I have men.
Yep.
But that's just because I think when it comes to weight loss, women are a lot more comfortable following people and, like, being like, hey, I'm trying to lose weight. Dudes just don't talk about it as much, right? It's just, it's not something that dudes are like, I'm going to follow someone because I want inspiration to lose weight. It's like, oh, whatever, right? It's just not talked about as much. And so I do appreciate that, because it is something that I notice. And, like, I wish that there were, you know, more men talking about these things, because it is important. And, like, you know, weight and having excess weight is dangerous for men, you know, and I think, and just not talking about your feelings and all of that stuff, right? Like, that stuff is dangerous, and we've seen it, right? And so I don't do it because of that. But I'm glad that because I do it, it helps that conversation, if that makes sense. You know?
No, absolutely. Absolutely. David, do you have anything that you would like to add at this moment in time?
Honestly, I got to cut my big ones out because being in the game as long as we all have, you get to see trends that most people don't see. Whether it's where social media is going. Actually, you've been you got your start on Instagram. You swapped to Twitch. You've adjusted channels. You got a big YouTube. What is your favorite platform and why?
My favorite platform, I'd say probably Twitch. To be honest, it's definitely the smallest one, but I think that's why it's my favorite. Because when things get bigger, it just gets to be more of a headache.
Right. Yep.
I do like TikTok, but I forget that I have one for a few months all the time, and so I always just forget to post on it. I've always liked Instagram, but I mean, to be honest, Instagram's kind of dying.
Yeah, it is.
And so it's like I don't know what to post on Instagram. I don't know where to, I'm kind of lost there. But YouTube has always been something that that's the thing that I would say I probably take the most seriously. And so I don't know. There's pros and cons to everything, but I would say Twitch, as far as the interaction that I'm able to have, being able to have people that I can talk to live is really cool.
Yep. And
yeah, it just helps. It's just nice to make content live and kind of see reactions live. It's kind of fun.
See, David,
that's how I'm with
TikTok.
Twitch. Twitch. Well, honestly, my TikTok lives are awesome. I have my TikTok lives. I do 5,000 to 15,000 people on them in an hour, and great conversations. I love shitting on every diet zealot that comes on there, telling me they have to do it this way. It's quite fun. And I've had some of the most impact with it. I got a pretty fun following that come on there pretty consistently, listen to the different information, and then have conversations back and forth. Like you said, when you're in that live authenticity space, you get active feedback. Where when you're posting, you got to wait hours, even days, to get that feedback. Where in the moment, you can directly get you can take someone from point A to point B a lot faster, because it's like someone comes on there asking a question, and it's like, for example, oh my gosh, I was on live a couple weeks ago, and the guy had lost 40 pounds it was 45 pounds in 6 weeks or something. And he told me what his trainer had him doing and all this kind of stuff. And I just said, hey, if you want to run that train, that's fine. I'm telling you, losing that much weight that quick, I know for a fact what you're doing is not long-term sustainability, which doesn't mean you can't do it. But let's have a conversation. What is your calories at? What are your macros at? How much are you working out? And we ended up 15 minutes the whole live, 20 minutes the whole live was just me having a conversation which other people could just listen to and have that walkthrough. That again, when you can have a good relationship more than anything. So yeah, same thing.
And the thing that's important with that is I agree. It's a lot of people freak out if someone's eating low calorie, which I don't recommend. But I understand what it's like to have a lot of weight to lose and want to get weight off. I get it, right? Yep. To be I have 200 pounds to lose. Okay, you can only lose a pound a week. It's bro. Right, I get it. I'm not advertising that you should lose weight quick, but I think the most important thing is if you want to lose weight quick, your focus needs to be, what am I going to do once I lose the weight? What is my exit strategy, right? If you have no exit strategy, I'm telling you, you're going to get to that weight, whatever it is, and be I don't know what to do now. I have no idea. Yeah, and then boop, you just go right back up. And it's and then you feel more discouraged. I don't care what anyone says. If you lost weight, gained it back, it is way harder to lose that weight again. Because if not even because of biological issues, just because the fact you already did it. And now you have to do it again. It's not new. It's not novel. It's not exciting. Right. It's just, I have to lose the weight again. That's harder. It just is. It just is, right? That's why I don't like when people do these super unsustainable diets, because the vast majority of them lose the weight, gain it back, and now they're I have to lose the weight again. That's it just is harder that way. It just is. So.
No, absolutely. John, I want to thank you for coming on, man. Seriously. It's been a real pleasure talking to you, man.
Yeah, dude. No, it was fun. I appreciate the. I love talking about this stuff. If I could make videos about it all the time, I would, but that would get very annoying because I'd probably just be saying the same thing over and over again. But I do. I mean, this is stuff that's important to me, as I think it was pretty obvious. But no, I appreciate the conversation. It was fun. So, not that it needs to be said, but where can people find you if they want to follow you? Honestly, probably shouldn't find me. No, I mean, it's just Obese to Beast. If you type that in, kind of really anywhere, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, you'll find. Come on, get cocky with it. Get a little cocky. Yeah. I mean, I'm very popular. If you want any coaching, it's $1,000 for an hour of my time.
A minute. That's low ball.
It is. That's a good deal, and I'm just going to keep saying that until you believe it. And I like sandwiches, so if anyone has a sandwich shop out there, who want to sponsor me, hook me up. What about stir fry? Actually, we never talked about the stir fry once, and dude, I just want to say the stir fry. For me, dude. So this is what I think. Something that is really underrated is for me at least, and I think part of it's my ADHD. Is routine is really important. Yep. And so I eat very similar stuff almost every day. And I know people think that's crazy and they could never do it. And I understand everyone's different. Some people can eat similar stuff all the time. Some people can't. I am very lucky that I can. And so for me, every day is very similar. It doesn't bother me at all. It seems to bother other people, though, which I think is kind of funny. But, yeah, stir fry is something that I eat pretty much almost every night. It's simple. It's easy. Doesn't take time. And for me, I don't like cooking. I don't like cooking. I really don't. I just want to get it done, and it helps with veggies, protein. Good to go, man. It's my favorite. All right, Stir Fry Johnny. It's been a pleasure, brother. Yeah. Thank you again for coming on. Guys, as always, you can find the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. Just simply search Accountable Life Group Podcast. It'll pop right up. You can follow me at JARPS Journey. That's JARPS_Journey. You can find David at fit_DRock. This is the Accountable Life Group. We appreciate you. Stay beautiful, stay sexy, stay accountable. Toodles. Peace.